Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. And I always underestimate how long that fade out is at the end of that particular video. We haven't watched That's Metal to My Ears in quite a while, so maybe the first showing of 2024. Maybe not, but I can't remember showing it this year so far. Anyway, hello guys in that live chat room. I can see in there we have Gail, Bonnie, Cindy, Ginny, Rowe, Alison, Billy, Bonnie, again, Tammy, Squeaky79, Bob's in there, Laura, Mark, Kathy, Guitar, Tim as well, and it's going through too quickly. So, hello to all of you in there. I can see 123 Rockchild as well, and Howard going through. Motown Girl 22, and Liz and Pam. Thank you for joining me tonight. So, it's always with the starting of the live stream. Whenever you start a live stream on YouTube, or at least you get the connection to YouTube, that's the thing that I have to do to begin with. And then it kind of says that it's ready to live stream. But when you click on the button to go live, what happens is it then takes a few seconds, and sometimes longer than a few seconds, to connect and then to say you're live. But of course, as soon as we're live, YouTube goes crazy with trying to put an advert on the stream. So it's saying, now would be a great time to put in an advert, and you've got to clear that before you can get back to doing anything with the live stream. So more often than not, I just click whatever it's telling me to click. So I don't know whether the live stream starts with an advert for some people or not. But anyway, that's why there's always a little bit of a delay with me getting online and the live stream starting. So yeah, jumping over that hurdle before every live stream is just something that I seemingly have to do now. So anyway, let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. So a massive thank you to you guys at the bottom of the screen. You know who you are. They are the foundation of everything that I do. And yeah, just their support is unwavering and allow me to do these live streams and the analysis videos and the cover videos that I've done in the past and just basically everything ever. So thank you guys so much for all of your support, and let's get the, well, I was gonna say let's get the likes goal up on screen because it is going to be a crazy one tonight. It is set at 405, and I think that's the first time we've ever had an over 400 target, or well, 400 was last week, so 405 this week. Let's see what happens, but we might get a new record tonight, we might not, who knows. So if you could, yeah, hit that thumbs up as you come through the door. I saw Barbara said purple lights, and that's not, oh, let me click. Yeah, there we go. And that's not a take on a particular Prince song, Purple Lights. It's an alternative version, maybe on the B-side. But anyway, yeah, it's not Purple Rain or Purple Lights, but they are on now. So thank you for that, Barbara. Getting back to what I was saying, yeah, 405 likes. That's what we're looking for at the moment. So yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up, that'd be great. If we do hit the target, we will be having Phil Jam number 111. So it's all the ones tonight. 111405. And while I'm thinking of numbers, 344. And add a lot of thousands to that. 344,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing, hitting that notification bell, hitting the thumbs up, all of that cool stuff. And there are some people on YouTube and other channels who say, and I'm going to get this off the screen so you can hear what I'm saying with all those people cheering, get rid of them, but there are some YouTube channels who say to their subscribers, or at least they say to the people that aren't subscribing, they say, I know that 60 or 70% of you aren't subscribed. And I think this is a regular thing. There's some people just kind of pop into the channel to watch videos and then they go away and then they come back again. And obviously people want more subscribers and want people to subscribe to their channel. But I don't really feel like it's something that I could say to people. If people want to subscribe, then they will subscribe. If people just like to have a look at an occasional video, then they'll do that as well. So thank you to all of you who have subscribed. Obviously, it makes a huge difference to the channel and the audience and people that know about my channel and the videos and all that kind of stuff. But even though I know between 60 and 70%, I think it's the same for lots of channels, that many people aren't subscribed, and that the figure that you see of subscribers is quite a small percentage of the people that watch. But yeah, I'm not going to say you have to subscribe to the channel because I want more subscribers. I think if you want to subscribe, that's great, and it is much appreciated and will be much appreciated. But if you just want to pop in for a video or two, that's absolutely fine as well, which is the same thing with these live streams. If you want to get involved, it's great to see you on a Tuesday night and a Saturday night in a live setting, and great to get to know you guys with your usernames as well, because I can see those go through the live chat room. And hello to all of you in there. Sometimes it does move quite quickly, so keeping a track on all of the comments is quite difficult, but I do look into that live chat room now and again to see what's going on and see the regulars that are in there. Now, something that does happen regularly as well is that people donate, and this is the point at which I say you don't have to donate just watching the channel is great. Subscribing is great as well, and being the thumbs up, just getting involved is fantastic. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, you can do that. And yeah, if you want to donate, you can do. You don't have to, but you can do. And for those people that can't resist or stop themselves from donating, I think it's important that you know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal. And there's a PayPal link in the description below if you do things that way. But like I said, we are all good. The other thing that I want to mention is that I know other channels, for whatever they do, they charge people, or they say, if you want me to do your video, then it costs this amount of money, or you've got to, be a member at this particular level and give me, that amount of money each month. That's not the way that I roll. So just in case you're thinking that you have to pay to make a request to get something looked at on the channel, that's not the case. And people that are patrons, for example, over there, I say they're the foundation of everything that I do. They really are. But again, it's just an even playing field. The people over on Patreon are supporting the channel, allowing me to do what I'm doing. They're not, I'm not just doing requests from patrons. I'm also doing them from everybody else. It just happens to be where I am on the list of requests as I get through them. This is another thing, that what I'm finding is that as the subscriber count increases, obviously I'm getting more requests. And I don't know how many requests I have on my list, but I'm going to have to try and work it out at some point to see if I can actually live long enough to get through all of the requests. Because there are a lot of them, and it has kind of spiraled out of control because I'm making a note of all of the requests and not necessarily appreciating how many are on my list now. So I'm just going to have to double check that I will be able to get through them in my lifetime, because I know at some point there's about between 200 and 300 requests per video, and I do 3 videos a week. And at that rate, if I'm not even going to work this out, but if I'm doing 3 videos a week, then it means that it's going to take, maybe a couple of years, maybe a few years to get through one video's requests list. I don't know. So yeah, I might have to say in the future that you can put all of your requests, and again, I'm not choosing them on who's a patron and who's not a patron. I'm just making a note of all of them. And it might be the case that I just choose from the request list, because if I go through them in order, yeah, I might not live long enough to get through all of them. So I want to give everybody a fair shot. So I might have to just, take one from the list, and wherever it is, it is. The other thing about the request list is that there are, as you are finding, and I'm finding, and I'm sure regular viewers are finding, a lot on pitch correction and auto-tune. And especially more recently, even though the ones that I'm doing now are from ages ago, but because it kind of goes in cycles, it seems like, yeah, not everybody, but a lot of people are emailing me multiple videos of multiple artists asking me to go through each one just for their personal taste, so that they know whether one of their favourite singers is pitch corrected or not. So that's something that I can't do, and I can't do analysis videos for each of those, of course, and I can't go through all of them individually, because if somebody makes a request, it's usually just one video and I then put it on the request list. So if somebody's asking me now to check out maybe 15 or 20 videos for them personally and report back in an email, having watched every one of those videos, isolated this is the thing, that doing the videos that I do take quite a long time to put it all together, so that you can hear the vocal and have it isolated, run it through the pitch monitoring software, do the screen capture so it can be caught on screen. So going through that process is quite a long process. So if I have to do that for 15 or 20 videos for one email, we're talking about probably at least 40 minutes to an hour for each video to then report back in an email, which ones are and which ones aren't. So yeah, that's something that I can't do. But anyway, back to the point, I'm thinking maybe because of the amount of, understandably, the amount of pitch correction requests, because people now are just at a loss as to what they're listening to, and they're just coming to me to try and explain it all. So yeah, I'm thinking whether I'll organise it so that we've got what I would call standard requests of looking at singers that are nothing to do with pitch correction, looking at live performances that might be a guitarist or might be a band that people want to look at, and then maybe a separate section for pitch corrected videos and things like that, and whether to break it up in the week so that maybe a particular day or a couple of days might be the pitch correction thing, and then another day. This is just a way that I'm thinking of in order to make the request list a little bit more even so that we can get to just lots of people's requests but jump around and see where we land on. But if it is a pitch request or pitch correction request, then we can do it on a particular day so everybody knows that it's kind of coming up. But it also allows maybe other performances, because I would like to keep it varied on the channel, but it might just turn into that every single video is pitch correction or auto-tune, because, for example, the next 15 might be that, and we're doing 3 videos a week. So yeah, at no point will I be getting the guitar out or showing chords of songs and things that people want to know or might have requested before. So that is it. So I might try and mix it up a little bit. But it might be the case that, the request list is so long that I'll have to start jumping from one to the next, because I will literally won't be able to get through all of them. So everyone's then got an even chance of getting selected. I think that's probably a fairer way of doing it, rather than somebody who makes a request now might not have it featured either ever because I can't get there, or it might take 7 or 8 years if they requested one a few weeks ago. So yeah, I just want to kind of try and make it even, but also maybe mix up the videos a bit. Just because there are so many pitch correction ones. Not that I've got anything against doing them. I just trying to make it an even mix for videos, just to kind of make it interesting for people that might not be that into pitch correction or auto-tune. They might prefer band performances. So yeah, anyway, that's something I'm thinking of doing at the moment. It's just because of the subscriber count and the amount of views and the amount of emails, all that kind of stuff. But great that we are at 344,000 subscribers. It's a crazy number, but we will keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. So I know that there have been donations already, so thank you guys for these. Tortoro Porco has donated $2.79. Thank you for that. The message is, who shot your video in Piccadilly? That's a good question. I won't be able to remember his name, but he was somebody who I think I either just looked up on the internet. When you can just find somebody who's a cameraman, or they're like self-employed or something, so they just advertise that they do that. It might have been that, or oh no, it's coming back to me now. It might have been another cameraman that I wanted to use, who I knew was really good, but he was away on holiday, so he gave me the number of this guy that did the camera work or the filming. The only problem was that because the first person that I wanted to do, I knew that they're really good and I knew how they worked, so I thought, yeah, that'd be really good. But then I didn't realise that not everyone's like that. So the second person that did the filming of the video was nothing like the first person. So the first person had done it before and he knew what he was doing, and he'd done lots of different projects and was well versed in using a steady cam and all that kind of stuff, and I knew that he could do all that. So the second guy wasn't like that. So he wasn't really used to doing it. So I had to spend quite a long time before the shoot telling him where to stand and how to kind of follow me and where I was going and where he should be, because he needed all of that instruction. So that's something that I hadn't really counted on, because I assumed that he would be able to just roll with it and just film me, because that's all I said, is that I'm going to be walking around or running around, and if you can film me, that'd be great. And he had the whole steady cam thing going so that he could follow me around, but yeah, it just took a lot more organising on the day than I thought it would with that filming and the perspective, and literally the perspectives that he needed to get of me, because if he was always behind me, then I'd have to say, well, no, can you go in front of me and walk backwards? Otherwise, it's like 3.5 minutes of looking at the back of my head. So it wouldn't quite have the same effect. So anyway, we got there in the end, which was great. And yeah, we did a few takes in and around the rain because it was getting towards the end of the year. It wasn't particularly warm, and it was raining, and we had to just make sure that we got it in between those showers. So yeah, that's how that went. So yeah, I don't know his name though, unfortunately can't remember, but thank you for that. And Laura has donated $5 as well, so thank you for that, Laura. Oh, likeometer, let's see where we are. Thank you for that little reminder. And wherever we are isn't where we should be with the screen capture. Let me find where this is. Oh, okay, let's get rid of that. So the screen capture has thrown an absolute wobbly and is nowhere near where it should be. So let me drag this all the way over here, and it's about 20 times the size that it should be. So I don't know what's going on there. Right, let's click on it now. Oh, we're closer. I say closer. It's not actually taking in what it should be taking in. It's not refreshing what it should be refreshing. Let's take it off screen again. Hang on, what's going on here? Now it's not even responding to clicks. I'm going to persevere with this. And, oh, what is going on? Let me move that over there, move that over there. Click on this. Has it worked now? Okay, it's picked up the correct screen capture square. Let me move it around a bit, make sure that it's all fine. So what was that other thing that came up on screen? This is going to be a real issue now. Let me click on that. That's all right. I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that everything works for the rest of the live stream, because that really didn't work as it should. But it's all on screen now. 309 is where we are at, 310 likes. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. If you could do that as you come through the door, that would be great. And if you've been watching for a while and you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, that would be great as well, because we're aiming for a record setting 405. It's the highest likes goal in living memory on the channel. So yeah, if you can hit that thumbs up, that would be great. It means we're looking for 91 more people. It kind of felt like I was picking that number out of the air, but I'm going to stick with it, whatever that was. It's now changed, so I'm not going to do the maths again. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the likeometer. Thanks for the reminder. And let's see. Oh, I see. Johnny Moondog said click correction software may be needed now. That's a good point. And I have shown on the live streams before what I'm attempting to click on and how many buttons there are. Were there 100 of these? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is 100. There are 100 buttons that I'm clicking on in trying to get the screen capture and everything else that's going on the screen. So it means I do have a 1 in 99 chance of clicking on the right one if I can't see where I'm clicking. So there we go. 100 buttons to click on. I am going to get into the PayPal window and let me make sure that I can see everything that's going on, that we are in the correct place. We had a donation from Carol, and this came in, I think, at the end of the last live stream. I might have addressed it, I might not have. So I'll just do it just in case I didn't. Carol donated £3.81. Thank you for that, Carol. The message was, can you do an analysis video, take a non-pitch corrected performance and pitch correct it so that we can hear the difference? I did this, and maybe I mentioned this at the end of the last live stream. I did this with Freddie Mercury, and then Queen, ironically, I say Queen, the official Queen channel, ironically then uploaded, nothing to do with my video, but they uploaded a live performance of Freddie Mercury, and they had auto-tuned his lead vocal, or pitch corrected his lead vocal more accurately. So when I say more accurately, the vocal wasn't more accurate. I'm saying that pitch correction is what they used rather than auto-tune. So yeah, I did that on my channel, not knowing that they were actually going to do it anyway, because yeah, I said that it was sacrilege at the time, but then they did that anyway. So thank you, Janice, as well, who donated £15 and says, hey Phil, happy birthday to your sister, 211, which is the other way around here. So 11/2, 11th of Feb. Here is a little donation for the birthday cake of her choice. What is her favourite cake? So thank you for that. And I'd say that her favourite cake is whichever one she gets for her birthday. I don't think we've ever had a choice of cake. When it's the birthday of either myself or my sister, or probably my nephews as well, or my mum or my dad, just a cake is purchased, whatever that cake is. And it tends to be either a chocolate cake or I don't know, like a Victoria sponge type cake, which is sponge and it has like jam and cream in, all that kind of stuff, which is starting to make me feel hungry. But yes, certainly tomorrow we will be jumping into some cake, because that is definitely on the agenda for tomorrow. So yeah, I'll be going around my sister's place for that. Thank you for that, Janice. And Steve has donated £5, but again, this is PayPal saying that it's being processed and that PayPal have completed their review of the transaction. So whatever that means, thank you for that, Steve. And there's a donation of £100 from, I'm going to have a look down the list because it's just given me the email, and it is Ronald who has donated £100. And this is the point at which I say, thank you very much for that. But if it was a mistake, don't worry, we can reverse it. Just message me after the live stream, because we've had that in the past where an extra 0 has accidentally been added to the number. So thank you for that. And if it was an accident, don't worry about it. We can sort that out afterwards. So thank you, Ronald. And Nicole has donated £8 as well. Thank you for that, Nicole. The message is, hello, Phil. The pleasure of listening to you in the live stream. We get to know you better. It's a therapy for happiness. Many love, rock always. So thank you for that, Nicole. And Tracy has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tracy. The message is, hi, Phil. Congrats on 344,000. Question, is your whole family musical? What kind of music does your dad make? So thank you for that. And I think I've had this question before about the family musical thing. And I would say that my family is musical, especially, I think, from my parents' side of things. Maybe not as much or as in-depth going to then grandparents. But yeah, so my mum played a bit of piano, and I said that she can carry a tune as well. She knows... When she's singing a song, she can sing the notes of the song, which isn't always something that people have the ability to do. So yeah, that's something that my mum can do. And my dad, he's someone who did music quite a lot and does music quite a lot, but it wasn't his full-time job. Like, he had other jobs and then would do music in his spare time. So it's like more of a hobby thing. So yes, and he plays piano and guitar and drums and sings as well. So yeah, his music is, I don't know how to describe it. It's probably, I don't know, a mix of lots of different things. And this is what I've said about doing analysis videos, is that sometimes with particular artists, they do songs that aren't necessarily one genre or the other, but the media like to say, oh, they are classic rock, or they are hard rock, or they are pop, or they are folk. And all of these different genres that they try to put that person into that kind of pigeonhole. So yeah, just lots of different styles. But I'd say probably rooted in classic rock, but then I'd say maybe more classic rock / pop / blues. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, thank you for that, Tracy. Oh, my sister used to play piano. At least she had piano lessons. But then she stopped doing that. And then she started playing the flute. But then she stopped doing that. And then she started, I think, maybe playing bass. But yeah, that is a bit kind of a blurred line. I can't remember her really playing bass, kind of doing it seriously. So, I mean, that was what I first did, was pick up my sister's bass. I don't know how old I must have been, but I was probably too young to play because it's a full-size bass and my fingers weren't strong enough to, or at least my fingers hurt after playing, so I thought, oh, that wasn't very good. But I had the desire to play that stringed instrument and then got into the guitar after that. Because I think my sister then got an acoustic guitar, which she didn't play. So then I started playing that. So, yeah, and she can sing as well, but she doesn't have a trained voice. But she has the ability to pick out pitches and, and kind of sing at a level where she would be able to sing, probably as a backing vocalist or even a lead vocalist of a band, but she doesn't have a trained voice. And I know that's something that she always says that she wished she would have done. And I always say, well, it's never too late. Anyone can start singing at any point. But she always kind of says, oh, I wish I would have pursued singing and actually trained her voice to do it. Because I think she had, and probably has, if she were to train her voice, she's got an advantage because she could already hit notes accurately. She knows where the pitches are, which is something that I had to learn to do. So I think she's already kind of ahead of the curve and has that natural propensity for picking out pitch, but she never got into the point of training her voice. And training your voice is something that you've really kind of got to do, I think, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be doing it regularly, and especially if you're gigging, playing shows night after night, you've got to have a voice that's in shape in order to do that. So it's still, even with people that are naturally good at hitting pitches, you still got to have a strong voice and a trained voice to a particular level in order to do it full time. But anyway, thank you for that, Tracy. And Lisa has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Lisa. That is a straight up donation. And I just clicked on it twice and it didn't change. Oh, it is another donation from Lisa straight afterwards for £5 again. So thank you for that, Lisa. Those two donations. Tammy donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. The message is, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 344,000 subscribers. That is incredible. Keep up the good work. Rock. So thank you for that. And yes. Oh, I can see Rose made a bit of a joke, a tongue-in-cheek joke, saying that or get auto-tune. So yeah, sadly, when I was learning to sing, the technology wasn't as advanced, but I wouldn't have chosen to do that anyway, because I'm not really a fan of kind of not being able to do something. I think with anything that I've done in my life, learning to do anything, I've enjoyed the end point of knowing that you've done all of that work and then you've got to a point where you think, yes, I've achieved that. And you know that you've got that sense of achievement because you have done that. You haven't kind of had to, say for example in golf, you haven't had to make the hole the size of a bucket. So you have got the skill in order to achieve the goal of what you were aiming to do in the first place without kind of not really doing it, but kind of pretending that you've done it. So yeah, that's just the way that I am, that I wouldn't use it anyway. I think if I had the option, because I just don't like the sound of it. And yeah, I always want to be able to do something and try to get as close to mastering the skill as I can. So that's the same for hitting pitches. I just kept on working at it and just sang scales every night for about, I think, probably half an hour of scales just at the beginning of my singing practice every night, probably 6 days a week, because I always had a night off just to make sure that I allow my voice to recover a little bit if it needed to. But anyway, thank you for that, Tammy. And Bridget has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, I won't be able to watch the live stream tonight. I will catch up later. In the meantime, congrats on 344k followers. Love, Bridget. So thank you for that. And just quickly, I can see that there have been donations in the super chat window, so thank you for that. And I will be jumping into those in a second. Paul donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Paul. The message was 344,000 subscribers. Awesome. Let's have fun tonight. Please spike those likes. All y'all, quick plug of the mug while we are there. There it is. If you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, click on the tray underneath this video. If you don't have a tray underneath this video, there's a link in the description below, so you can click on that. Now, I did get an email recently, somebody saying about the caps or the dad hats or something was out of stock, and they emailed me, and yeah, I emailed Spring as well, but I'm not sure there's much that I can do about it because I'm in the UK, and I know that orders from the UK are distributed from a different place. I think they may be from Germany or somewhere in Europe. If orders happen over in the USA, that's sent out from the USA. So their stocks are different to the UK, which might be different to like Germany or Europe. So yeah, I don't really know how to do anything about that other than trying to kind of contact them and get an answer. But yeah, it might just be a case of if something says that it's out of stock, it will be back in stock. It's just happens to be unlucky that they're currently run out of those particular items. But yes, if you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, there's a link in the description below. If you want to go through to the spring.com store to get a mug, t-shirt, hoodie, all that kind of stuff. And I'd have the hoodie on tonight, as you would have noticed. So if you want to model any of the merchandise, and you're a Facebook user, you can upload a picture of yourself with the merchandise to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. So you can head over there, and then I'll get linked to that by Laura. And the reason that I'm linked to it by Laura is because that is a separate page to my Wings of Pegasus page. There is an official Wings of Pegasus page, which is my one, which I answer the messages that come through on there. But the supporters page is like a supporters group, so that's where to upload your pictures to, because then Laura can link me to those. But thank you, Paul, for that. And Debbie's donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Debbie. The message is, hi Phil, congrats on 344,000 subscribers. Thanks for everything you do. You are a superstar in my eyes. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And Richard has donated £34. Thank you for that, Richard. The message is, Phil, I tried to make it £34 40 pence, but this is as close as I could get. So thank you, and this will be because of the exchange rate. I think it changes it automatically, so just 40 pence off. But thank you for that attempt, Richard, and for the donation. And Cindy has donated £15 as well. The message is, hi Phil, you missed Laura's question in the super chat when you were putting up the likes. So thank you for that. And yes, so that donation from Laura, thank you for that. Again, the message was, what month or year are you currently on your requests? I have no idea, and this is the problem. And it's probably quite a long time ago. So yeah, I don't know how long. I know that somebody's request took 1 year and 6 months to do. So there you go. That was just one example. Obviously, the times change depending on how many requests were made at that point, and then it might go more quickly, and then it might go more slowly. So yeah, I have no idea. I don't make a note of the time and the date and the year of each request. I just literally put it on a list. So when somebody says, can you analyze this video by this artist, and here's a link, I click on the link, I write down the name of the artist, the video, and the artist, the song, and the video. But generally, I can get away with looking at my YouTube history to then find it in the list of the artist and the video. But if it has a particular title that I think, I'm probably going to need that, then I write down a bit of the title in my request list. So that's it. I don't write down any dates or months or years, anything like that. So thank you for that, Laura. And Wisyu has donated $20 as well. So thank you for that. And the message is, I don't need you to be a spy on people using modern technology to sound better. I'm a Beatles fan. So thank you for that. And that was the first donation in the Super Chat window by Wizu. So thank you for that $20 donation. And yeah, this is good because it brings up another point that I think some people think that all I'm doing is just off my own back, going through YouTube, trying to find pitch corrected videos. And I'm not doing that. I'm looking at the requests that I am sent through. So people say, Phil, can you look at this video? Is it using pitch correction or not? Thanks. So then I do the video, I isolate the vocals, run it through the pitch monitoring software. I then do an analysis video on this request and give the answer to the person. And it's always, I mean, I know a lot of other people watch the videos, but my videos are always one person asking. So that's literally how I started doing the videos. One person asked me to look at something and I did. And then more people watched and said, well, can you look at this? So then I looked at that. And then even more people, as you can tell, it started to snowball, and now we're where we are. So I've still got the same approach that I did with that very first video. I'm just doing a video for someone who has requested it. So yeah, I don't actively try and find pitch corrected videos. In fact, I would say it's the opposite. I'm generally just watching videos of performances that people send me, and it just so happens recently, we're just hitting a massive block of pitch correction requests. So every video is requested. So it's not that I'm trying to spy on people or trying to find people. It's just I'm reacting to the emails that I'm getting. And when I say reacting, I'm not doing reaction videos. I'm reacting to what I'm reading from this person in order to then make the video for that person to answer their sometimes very specific question. When somebody's emailed me about, can you compare this person's voice to another person's voice, or this person's voice to then another performance they did 50 years later on how their voice has changed, all that kind of stuff. So it's not all a pitch correction or auto-tune. So thank you for that. Weesyu. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but that's my attempt. Ginny has donated $7 as well. The message is, Phil, but you can play drums, you lucky person. Happy birthday to your pretty sis. So thank you for that. And I don't think it's really luck. So I've always said that I don't consider myself a drummer at all. I just do a very basic. The only thing that I focus on is being in time. I'm not really somebody that's going to be busting out anything technically advanced on the drums. So, but I think with everything, I don't think having an ability or a skill, no matter what it is a case of luck. I think it's just kind of, you practice it and see how you get on with it, and the more you practice, the better you get. So that's the same for vocals and guitar. That it's just a little bit of practice, and practice makes consistent. The more you practice, and this is the other thing that I've said, people greatly underestimate how long people spend practicing something to get good at something. Like when people say about great guitarists who are technically amazing, they say, oh wow, what great natural talent, or what great talent in general. But they haven't seen that the 4 to 6 hours a day, sometimes minimum, that they've spent for 5 years or longer getting to that point. So if anybody had that kind of dedication to any skill, they would get a lot better at it. So, I mean, I'm pretty much, with knowing how the brain works and having, taught guitar for almost 20 years, I've seen people's brains work. People that had no ability and actually no natural ability to play the guitar, but they stuck at it and might practice 2 hours a day. They overtook the people who were naturally talented, or they had a natural propensity for playing the guitar, but they didn't really practice. The person that practiced always overtook the people who had the natural ability who didn't practice. So it's just kind of sticking at it and practicing the right way. Make sure that you have you're self-aware of your own ability, so you know how to improve. That's what I would do as a teacher is to point them in the right direction, so that they, like people who can't sing, or they say they can't sing, they're not evaluating themselves objectively to know how to improve. So that's something that they need, that ability to do that. So when they can't sing, they say, oh, I can't sing. And then I'd say to them, well, try to sing something. And then they will try to sing something. And you say, okay, this is where you're hitting notes on this graph. So you need to get that line higher up. And they might say, but how do I do that? And I'll say, imagine something has shocked you. And I guarantee you that they won't make a low noise. They won't go, oh, like that. They'll generally go, oh, and they'll hit a note that is higher. So at least you now have an appreciation of when you're excited, your voice goes up in pitch. When you're bored, your voice goes down. It hits a lower note. So it's just having that appreciation that all we're doing now is trying to be kind of either more shocked or more disappointed. And then we start attributing values to that. And therefore you can start to, or at least people can maybe get an appreciation of what singing is. And, I think I would just get them to talk and I'd show them on the picture monitoring software that they are hitting notes. And I've said about imitating a robot. If you can imitate a robot and always talk at the same place like this, then you are actually singing because you're hitting a pitch and you're maintaining it. So if you can do that, you can sing. Obviously, it takes practice, but if you can hold your voice like that, you can hold a pitch. And that's what singing is. And it's just a case of finding the other pitches. When you find them, your muscle memory remembers. So then you can access them more regularly the more you practice it. But anyway, we won't get into kind of a vocal lesson here, but thank you, Cindy, for that. And yeah, for letting me know about Laura's message. But then we've gone on a couple more. We'll see Ginny, Laura again with $5 again. Thank you for that. And the message is, since you forgot my question with donation, distracted by likeometer, now you must do my and all spreadsheet volunteers song requests as punishment. So thank you for that. So we did get there in the end. Thank you to Cindy for mentioning that. And quickly over here, Kyle donated £7.59 and says, great vids. So thank you for that, Kyle. And it's 10 to midnight already. Somehow we're at 447 likes. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up, and you can continue to do that even if you're watching this in the future on catch up. Every single thumbs up really does help this live stream to get out there a little bit more and for the channel to grow on the whole. So thank you for all of these thumbs up. Highest likes total ever, or at least target ever, 405. So maybe I'm going to say to everybody watching now, if you can tune in next week, that would be good, because the target's going to go up by 5. So we're going to have another record attempt next week. So if you could tune in again, just to leave a thumbs up, that would be great to see if we can hit that target. But 405, that's amazing. New total goal record for the Saturday night live streams. And yes, Carl, thank you for that. Elaine donated £10 and 63 pence, so thank you for that. And the message is, after your Country Phil jam last week, here's a down payment for you to buy a cowboy hat with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Elaine. And yeah, I think the only problem with having a cowboy hat is that you can't take it off, or I wouldn't be able to take it off. But actually, having said that, looking at my hair tonight, because I saw it before the live stream, might as well do the hair update, that it looks like I have had a hat on, because this could be where maybe the rim of the hat was and it was squashing the hair down. But now this is a full disclosure. I haven't done this. I've just washed my hair and dried my hair. So this is something that I have no control over. But if I wanted to try and get my hair to curl like this in a straight, it almost looks like it's like a young person's fancy haircut where it kind of comes across, and it all points, it's all kind of converging to a point from the curl. So I don't know how it's happened. It's just happened. And yeah, I'm coming to realize with my hair, there's no point in even fighting it. It's going to do what it wants to do, and you just have to deal with it. So yeah, it's not an intentional boy band kind of look. Obviously the boy band wouldn't have all this extra stuff. They just have this top part. But yeah, it looks like I have had a hat on, but I haven't. It's just how this goes. Look. It just does that. The curls are very strong and resist gravity all the time. Anyway, back to CW, who has donated £1.99. Thank you for that. And it is a straight up donation. Ginny has donated $5 as well. The message is, took lessons for drums, sadly, not coordinated enough to play, so I think you are lucky. Take care. So thank you for that. But again, with coordination, if you're trying to coordinate yourself and you can't do it, it's exactly the same as playing the guitar. When some people can't use their little finger or their third finger, or the message seems to go down from the brain down the arm and it somehow gets to the wrong finger. So you're telling the first finger to move, but the third or the little finger's moving, or you tell that finger to move, but the little one does it. So it's just that connection hasn't been made yet. The only way to do it is to slow it down. And this is my approach to everything. So playing the drums, if you say, I can't do it, I'm not coordinated enough, you're just not doing it slowly enough. So if you're doing a hi-hat and you want to begin with, synchronize your hi-hat with the foot pedal, but say, for example, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to do a foot pedal on 1 at the beginning of the bar, you just have to remember that when you get to 1, that's when you put your foot down. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, foot, and you do it at the same time. And then you're now in the process of your first bar of doing a drum beat. You're through that, and you can keep on repeating that. And I think what might be the problem is that people are getting taught how to learn these skills too quickly. So the teacher might go, okay, right, copy me, like that, and they'll go straight into a full speed beat. You say, well, no, I don't know how to do that yet. I haven't got the coordination. You've got to build up the coordination one thing by one. And then, even when you're doing that, you'll still get these little blocks where you have to overcome another kind of speed bump where you haven't got the coordination. But it's probably better for me to relate this to guitar rather than drums, because I'm not a drum teacher, but I know how the brain works. So just slow it down for as slow as you need to do it, because you're building connections by doing that. If you just keep doing it too fast, your brain can't digest that information, because you're not teaching it at a speed it needs to learn. This is why I say about playing fast on the guitar. It's just about playing slow. Anybody can play fast, but you've just got to slow it down really slowly. You start and then you gradually speed it up. So it's not a question of if, but when. And then, I've said that you've got to make that artistic choice of whether you want to spend 4 hours doing a particular run or a particular technique, sweep picking, arpeggios, all that kind of stuff, whether you want to do that, because that's what that's what you're signing up for. If you want to play fast, it's a lot of hours of just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And then your returns diminish. So the faster you get to play, to just speed it up by another couple of beats per minute is going to take longer than it did to do the 2 beats per minute before that. So diminishing returns on playing fast, but it is just a case of time. The proof in that is that I've even seen kids on YouTube who are like 5 years old or 6 years old doing, sweep picking and alternate picking, all these things, because they've just literally done it. They're doing it every day, hour after hour after hour after hour. So it just goes to show that, they're not writing songs. They're not creating their own music, or, they're not extemporizing over particular progressions, because that's not what playing fast is. Playing fast is just repeating a movement. And if you've got enough time, you can keep repeating that movement and gradually speed it up. So, but this is it. It's proven by all of the really young kids who are playing really fast on YouTube. It's just muscle memory. It's just, muscles firing off, doing something subconsciously. If I got a kid now to sit down and say, right, I'm going to play a chord, you're not going to know what the chord is, but jam over it, they wouldn't be able to do it, because that's not muscle memory. That is now extemporization. That's creativity from an artistic perspective. But that's not what that learning style is. It's just, repeating the same movements over and over again. Anyway, thank you for all of the donations. We are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video. I haven't even mentioned it, but it's going to be Miles Away with 61% of the vote. The other one was A Design for Life. So we also have a picture corner to look at tonight as well. So we'll jump into that after this, and then we'll get into the Phil Jam. Because yeah, I'll have a check of Joe's message while this is playing to see how long it's going to be, because hopefully we will have enough time. Let's jump into this, my cover of Miles Away by Winger, and I'll see you guys after. Rock! Okay, so quick introduction to this next video. This is more of a tribute video to Kip Winger, as I've been to see Kip in London and with his band Winger numerous times, and once I even went to France just to watch Winger. So this is my tribute, and it's me playing and singing Miles Away, and I hope you like it. See you later. Rock!
So this is love, also you tell me, as you're walking out the door. Months go by and I know for certain it's not the love I'm looking for. Sometimes, just for a moment, I reach out and hope you're still there. Miles away, no, you're never turning back. I just can't wait anymore. Miles away, nothing left but what we had. Just when I needed you most, you were miles away. It's hard to tell what you're going through. You kept your feelings locked inside of you. Open your heart and chances are what you're feeling, I'm feeling too. If only just for a moment, hold on to the dreams that we had. Miles away, no, you're never turning back. I just can't wait anymore. Miles away, nothing left but what we had. Just when I needed you most, you were miles away. When times were tough, you were down and out. Who was there by your side? Now you're gone, I'm so tired of being alone with only your promises. Miles away, no, you're never turning back. I just can't wait anymore. Miles away, nothing left but what we had. Just when I needed you most, you were miles and miles away. No, you're never turning back. I just can't wait anymore. Miles away, nothing left but what we had. Just when I needed you most, you were miles
And there we have it. That was my version of Miles Away, if you didn't notice. And that's a song by Winger. Right, looking over at Joe's message, there is a bit of a message with the message. So I might read out a bit of the message, because this is to do with the video, or here, Joe says video dating project, because he says, it sounds like an online dating service, but the video dating project is getting all of the videos dated so that eventually on the channel you can just jump to a particular year that you want to watch a performance from, and you can use it. My idea is having it as like a time machine. So I want to go back to 1965 and see what was going on at that time of the year. And ideally, if we can get enough detail on the time of the performance, I'm going to organize the playlist so that if you want to go to the beginning of the year, like the beginning of 1965, that will be the first video, and then going through the year towards the end of the year will then be at the end of that playlist. And you know, I don't know how many videos there might be. Say, for example, 1965, there might only be kind of 5 or 6 videos there, but you'll be able to jump to that moment in time in the, well, I was going to say in the music industry, but literally that moment in time, because that's something that I would want to do myself, just kind of jump around and see what was going on in a particular year. So anyway, thank you for this. Joe says, big shout out to Cindy and Laura, who, as my 2 main partners in crime, have done a fantastic job helping to make this actually work, refining the process and getting others up to speed. We wouldn't be getting this done without them. Also, big thanks to our volunteers, Barbara, Chris, Dawn, Ed, Johanna, Constantia and Terry, and others who are ready to get to work. Thanks all for digging in to get the data and making this happen. And then we're into the bump for Phil Jam number 111. Strat Clean Crybaby at times has an end which you should be able to detect. Don't forget the amp mic. 8 minutes and 13 seconds is going to last for. Where are we? Right, let's jump into Picture Corner, because we're going to have to rush to get this all in. And where's the button? There it is. And that is it. Right, I did click on the correct one. So, first of all, it's just a couple of pictures tonight. So let's get this up on screen. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I was wondering why it wouldn't show up properly. It's because it's actually off the screen. Let me see if I can grab it and move it around so that we can... Okay, there we go. Right, so I'll read out the message that comes with this. It says, poor Phil Toon Phil is oblivious to the danger lurking behind. Happy Lunar New Year, the year of the dragon. So thank you for this, Janice, Janice has sent this in, by the way. I didn't mention that at the beginning. But yeah, thank you for sending in that one. And this has come in from Lisa, so thank you for sending this in. And Lisa says, yes, I finally received my CD today. Now I can listen to Phil wherever I go in the car. My job can be depressing, and this will surely keep me upbeat all day. Thanks, Phil. So thank you for that, Lisa. And that is Picture Corner for tonight. This picture was a little bit of a weird horizontal shape, but it fitted on screen. I didn't think it would, so we've got away with that as well, which is good. Thank you, Janice, thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Laura, for linking me to those pictures from the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. Right, let me get rid of that. Okay, so I don't think we're going to have time for anything in Troll Corner. Not that there's a lot to say about Troll Corner. I have seen people saying things in the last video that I did on Rick's recent song that he's released, because somebody asked me whether that had a pitch correction on it, and I thought I'd better kind of address that. And Rick is somebody that I have had contact with in the past, just via emails, and I have mentioned that on the channel. And yeah, so not really too much, it's just stuff. I'll tell you what, we'll quickly jump in and I'll reel off the thing that I can remember. It hopefully will only take like a minute, but let's jump into Troll Corner anyway. I said we wouldn't, but here we are. So the only thing really is, I think somebody said, oh, you know, why is it okay for Rick to use pitch correction you're biased or something like that. And I mean, first of all, truly, if I were biased, then I wouldn't have even released the video. Like, if you imagine that I might have contact with Rick and then for some reason I suddenly kind of out him, it's not that kind of video. In fact, the reason that I thought I would do the video is to explain that it's not like, every video is unique, and I'm looking at that video in isolation, so I have to approach each video as objectively as I can, and that was no different. And I'm putting the video out there because it is objective, that I'm not having a go at anybody, I'm just pointing out something that I was asked in an email. So I thought, it would be something that I'll get out there because it is a recent song, and I know that a lot of people will be asking me about it, especially those who might be able to hear something. And I thought I'd jump on it and just answer the question. And in terms of kind of any bias, that there's no bias. I think maybe the person is getting a bit confused as to the application of pitch correction. In this case, I do make it clear that they weren't even going to do a song, but they decided to just do one in a day, and their pitch correction had been added to the vocal. But again, Rick isn't a vocalist. He's not, or at least he's not a singer. So, maybe he's done an album where it's just him singing. If he has, I haven't heard it, but he's a producer. So when I look at other videos, and say, for example, I'm looking at a singer who has pitch corrected their own voice, and in some cases, they are putting live in the title, where it's not actually live. So those kinds of videos, I will say that it's not something that I agree with, saying that something's live when it actually isn't live, or pitch correcting your own voice, knowing that you're doing it, uploading it, and then not saying that you've done it to your voice. So you haven't actually sung the way that people are assuming you are singing. So again, it's a bit of a different case that Rick is a producer, and then you've got the whole other thing of being a producer. You're not producing your own vocal and then pitch correcting your own vocal, and then not actually saying that it's not my vocal and I didn't do it live and all that kind of stuff. So he was quite clear that this is a studio produced track, and the whole producer side of it. Sometimes producers, all the time, they're employed by somebody else. They're not employing themselves. So it was good because it served a purpose to also show how the music industry worked. That maybe with a producer who maybe tries to not put pitch correction on a voice, if they're working with somebody who has been signed by the label for something other than their voice, maybe the way that they look, and the producer doesn't pitch correct their voice, the record label will say, "What's this? It's all out of tune." He says, "Well, I'm not going to pitch correct it." And I said, "Well, if you're not going to pitch correct it, then we're going to sack you from our producer on the label." And I can imagine that would happen with the major labels, because it's more kind of geared towards the total product rather than the voice, that they're looking at an image and something that they want to portray that way. And then the voice, that's what the producer does. So you take this sound and make it sound like a voice that is going to be in key and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, like I said, if there was any bias, the video wouldn't have been released in the first place. But I look at everything objectively and treat it that way. Another person said about Rick's production history and the amount of stuff that he's done in the past and the amount of stuff that I've done in the past. And I just said that I'm not having a go at any of his production. I'm just answering the question that I was asked. And I'm just using my knowledge to answer the question. So again, I'm very lucky in that I'm not in the position where I have to produce something how somebody else wants it produced. Because I do my own thing, I do my own music, I'm an artist and I produce myself. For my album, I just did it how I wanted to do it. So again, I'm kind of outside of that kind of producer bracket because I'm not working with lots of different labels and lots of different bands. So I'm not under any pressure whatsoever to use pitch correction or auto-tune. If I were, I wouldn't do it anyway, which is why I do my own stuff. Why I don't produce other artists is because, I don't think I'm necessarily the best person to be doing it. If I had to apply pitch correction, if they kind of held a gun to my head, I wouldn't be looking at 440 hertz. I'd be doing it by my ears to find the correct frequency that works with the instrumentation, so that at least it's in the right place to the ear, so it sounds pitch perfect rather than sounding like 440 hertz. So if I had to use it on somebody's project, then that's what I would do. That's how I would approach it. But anyway, I think, somebody else asked me, they said, why didn't you just ask Rick? And again, I've had to explain, somebody has asked me the question. So I don't know whether they've asked Rick and maybe didn't get a reply, so they don't know and they're asking me. But yeah, I'm not going out looking for pitch corrected videos or anything about auto-tune videos. I'm just getting the request. So somebody sends me a request, or they ask me a question, and then I do that. I answer their question. So yeah, again, it's not me. I wasn't asking that of Rick's video. It was something that was given to me, and because it was a recent release, I thought I'd better jump on that just to and make sure that we don't get loads and loads and loads of different requests for those people that were starting to hear something. Especially there's a little flip in there that I did point out in the video, which was a little bit of a malfunction in the particular pitch analyzing software. So just to get it out of the way and get it done. Anyway, that was Troll Corner. We've got a jam to go, so let's get out of here. Okay, so I've turned on the microphone. I've got the guitar plugged in, I do believe. I haven't even clicked on this. Right, this is going to be a bit of a rushed one because we're trying to get this done before I think we're going to run over for tonight's live stream. So let me click on this.
Are you going to play something?
I always get these guitar teaching advert things. Right, I'm just going to wait for this advert. Let me skip that. Okay, right, this is Jazz Funk Fusion. We've had quite a few of these jazz fusion things going on. But anyway, so Jazz Funk Fusion / backing track, and then in brackets A minor, 120 beats per minute, as I always say for you tempo fans. And this is coming from Slohan Records. Slohan Records. Records is in capital letters, and Slohan is Slohan. Maybe a play on slow hand, maybe, or slow hands, Slohan, or maybe it's just somebody's name. I don't know. Let's not read anything into that. I'm just telling you the name of the YouTube channel. Right. So let me know if you can hear this. What did Joe say? Clean. I can't remember. Maybe Crybaby, was it? Anyway, let's have a listen, see what happens. Let me know if you can hear it. Okay, I can hear it. Oh, zoom! we can. Right, should I try a heavier tone? Go a little bit crazy with it? Okay, how long we got left of this? Oh, it's like a minute. We'll keep on going. that was it. Okay, bit of a sudden ending, but it was okay. It wasn't a kind of slow fade out thing. I think Joe said there was an ending of sorts. So yeah, we got away with that. There we have it. And hopefully, I think when I change from one effect to another, they're kind of not all balanced. One might be louder than the other, but yeah, we just roll with it, see what happens. So that was the Phil Jam for tonight, Jazz Funk Fusion / backing track A minor 120 BPM from Slohan, Slohan Records. So there we have it. Right, we are going to be here with another video tomorrow night, of course. Live streaming Tuesday night again, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, if you can join me then, that would be great. That's where I will be. And yeah, maybe jamming out again. Who knows, depending on whether we hit that likes goal or not. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. It is massively appreciated. And I just want to make sure that we are up to date. Oh, Totora Borco has donated $2.79. So thank you for that. And the message is, your musical chops are amazing. So thank you for that, for those kind words. I do my best. Just give it a go. And yeah, that's very much it. Just seeing what happens, especially with kind of jazz funk fusion. It's tempting to go a little bit more kind of chromatic with the playing, like doing kind of more semitone runs up and down, all that kind of stuff. But then I think it's kind of going a little bit further away. It's getting a little bit too carried away. So yeah, I have to rein it in a little bit now and again. So anyway, thank you for that. All that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your weekend as well. And I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!